Hello. Oh hey, perfect timing, because I was just thinking about talking about pencils for about an hour and a half. I'm kidding. Pencils, quite boring, but there are some interesting things that you should probably know about pencils if you're getting interested in sketching and working with graphite and that sort of thing. So I'm going to talk really briefly about pencils. I'm going to keep this as short as possible because I don't want it to get boring. So let's get into it. First of all, the pencil. It has a lead, and it's not actually real lead. No, it's graphite mixed with a little bit of clay. And depending on the blend of that graphite and clay, you can get different sort of hardnesses of the lead, which isn't lead, or softnesses. And the softer it is, the darker the mark will be. The harder the lead is, the lighter the mark will be. So how do we tell the difference between those two? Well, on a pencil, right at the top, there'll be normally 2 letters, might be 1 letter, or it'll be a number and a letter. So, for instance, the most common pencil is the HB pencil. So if you've got a pencil near you right now, have a look at it. Chances are somewhere near the top, it'll say HB. That's the most common type of pencil. That's good for writing with, drawing with, just general pencil usage. So, what other uses are there for a pencil? Loads. You can, as we say, you can write with them, draw with them. You can do amazing tricks with them. You can put them behind your ear. You can make it look like you're thinking about something. All sorts of uses. Okay, let's go back to that scale. Right, so the B range stands for the darker, so B blacker normally is what that's referring to. So the number, the higher the number, the softer the lead, so the darker the mark will be. And the H stands for the hardness, so you get a number, the higher the number, the harder the lead, which means the lighter the mark that it will leave. Generally, this is the important bit for sketching and the sort of stuff that we're going to use pencils for, you're really going to be looking at the B range. It's good to have a slight range. Maybe you don't really need a whole tin full of different pencils. Maybe just like a 2B, a 4B, a 6B and an 8B, and you'll be set. One top thing, I'll talk about it in a minute. Actually, let's just stop talking about pencils now. Let's just show you some stuff on the board and then we'll talk as we go. Alright, let's have a look. Okay, so starting with the HB pencil. In fact, I'll write HB up here so we can all remember where we're at. Okay, so the HB pencil, which is the jack of all trades pencil, good for writing with, drawing with, comes up with a mark that's right smack bang in the middle of the graphite scale. So I've also got a 2B. When you use them, you can actually feel that it's slightly softer. See, the mark's slightly different as well. Spreads nicely. See, I'm just shading using the side of the pencil, not sort of using straight down. I'm using the side just to get some light marks. That's a good tip for shading. Shading is something that we'll cover in another video. Then the 4B. If you get yourself a set of pencils and you've got a little notebook, it might be worth doing something like this just so you can see the difference in the marks. That one's getting softer. Right, then the 6B, that's very soft. It's also quite blunt. That'd be fine. It's easier to make a mark with the softer ones. They kind of spread a bit easier. And then this one is an 8B. Right, so there you go. It gives you an idea of that it's getting darker. So you've got the HB, is harder lead, all going all the way down to the soft 8B lead, which gives a much darker mark. If you do put your pencil markings into a book just for references, you can also do this, which is to just create as dark a mark as that pencil can make at one end, and then have a go at fading it down throughout the thing. So start off as going as dark as you can, and then just letting it fade off to its lightest mark. So continue this on a bit to as light as it can possibly go, something like that. And then you've got an idea of the range that you'll get from that pencil. I'm not going to do this for all of them. Like I say, I want to keep this video short because it is worth knowing. It can be confusing. Is there a correct way for holding a pencil? That's another question. No, there isn't. Well, there is. It's the way that feels most comfortable to you. There's no sort of special artistic way of holding a pencil. I hold a pencil by resting it on this finger and holding it with my index finger and thumb, and then it's basically the same way as you'd write, I guess. It's whichever way feels more comfortable to you. Well, there we go. That's pencils done. That's pretty much everything you need to know about pencils. Like I say, I'm trying to keep it short because it is a bit boring, but these are useful things to know if you're going into a shop and you aren't really sure what sort of pencils you're after. Then hopefully now you've got a better idea of which ones you might be interested in. So these are all mainly, like I say, the B range, much better for sketching. Have a go at them. Try doing this, fading from dark to light. It's good practice for shading. Shading is another thing that we'll talk about in the next video. So have a practice. If you haven't got a range of pencils, like I say, you don't need loads, and if you've just got an HB pencil, that's a great place to start. Have a go at trying this out with the HB pencil. Well, hope that wasn't too boring, and thanks for watching. If you made it this far, well done. Well done. And please join me again in the next video. See you then. Bye.